Hi guys, welcome to this channel. So in this video I'm going to present on linear programming. So this is the topic which is interesting, even though others consider it to be a challenging one. So this lesson is basically on the question that comes in paper 1 following mathematics syllabus D, Zambian syllabus of course. So how do you get into this? So for a start, of course, there are a lot of things that you need to understand, especially when it comes to paper 2. But for this one, I think two things are important here. The first one is understanding, because this is we deal with inequalities, not equations. Equations have equal sign, meaning that both sides of the expression are equal. But with in equations, it means that they are not equal. One may be bigger than the other. So instead of using equal sign, we use inequality signs. Now these inequality signs can be greater or less, or greater than, less than, greater or equal to, less or equal to. So now you have to understand again, because if you look at how this one which we're going to solve is drawn, you've seen that there are these solid lines and there is this dotted line there. So how do you tackle that? So whenever you see a line which is drawn like this, which is broken or dotted line, just know that the inequality sign to use there, it will either be greater or less. And if it is a solid line, no broken, no dotted, so this one is where you can use greater or equal to, or less or equal to. So for a start, this is what this is the information that you need. Yes. So now let us look at this one. There's this question there, right? Three inequalities that define the unshaded region are. So we have this part here bounded by these lines. These lines are 1, 2, and 3. So there's this part here, region R. Is it? So these are the lines that are bounded. There's this line, and this line, and this is the R that we are talking about. So now we need to look at the inequalities that defines the solutions of this. So for us to find these equations, we have to come up with, first of all, equations of the line. Then from the equation of the line, we can now switch it to go to the inequality. So what I want to tell you is that the equation of the line will always have this format, which is y is equal to mx plus c. So where of course m is the gradient and then c is the y-intercept, if any, where that line passes the x-axis, or the y-axis rather. So that is the value, for c. So now we want to be testing now to see where which line, or what are the equations or the inequalities that defines this shaded region. Let us start with the first line. So this will be our first line because the simple one. So if you look at this line, where is this line passing? This line is passing in the y-axis, by the way, and it is cutting the y-axis at where y is equal to -2, and there we have the first one. So the first one, you can say y is equal to -2. Now mind you that what I've written here, this is the equation. Now we want the inequality. So this y is equal to -2. It is this line here. Now we want the solutions that are up that line. So for us to find which side the inequality is going to face, you can come up with what I call a TP. The testing point. The testing point is any point whose coordinates are found inside here. So for example, there are a lot of coordinates that are inside. For example, if this is 2, I believe this is the 1 here, and I believe this is also 1. So 1, 1 is also inside here, and even 0, 0, 0, 2, is it 0, 2? Yeah, 0, 2 also is part of it. Only do not get your TP the point which is in the same line that you are looking at. No, that one is not possible. So let me stick to 0, 0, 0, 0. This will be my TP. So meaning that x is 0, y is 0 here. This one doesn't have, this one here doesn't have x. So where there is y, I'm going to put 0. So I'll put 0 here. Then, okay, I'll put -2 this side. Now, comparing these two numbers, 0 and -2, which number is bigger than the other? Of course, it's it's 0, right? So, meaning that our sign is going to be less, greater, first of all. Now, look at how this line is. Oh, this line rather, sorry. This line is a solid line. So, since it is solid line, we are going to use these greater or equal to. So, it will be like this. Now, it will be like this, yeah. So, on this one now, don't leave it like that and then say this is your final answer. It isn't, because the examiners are going to be, where is this 0 coming from? Remember, 0 is just your TP. It can be different. So now, since after coming up with this, you know that this side there is y, isn't it? After writing like this, you know that this side there is y. So you just say, okay, then my final answer is going to be y is greater or equal to -2. So this becomes what? Our first inequality. So our second one, you can choose either this line or this line. Okay, let us pick this line here. So remember that our equation is this format here, because here, yeah, it is not straight. Yeah, it's a straight line, but it's not passing on a particular point. It also touches the y-axis as well as the x-axis. So you cannot say that here y is equals to +5 and or x is equals to -2 here. So what we need to do there is to find the gradient by first of all picking 2 points in that line. So these 2 points, like this one here, the coordinates of this point is 2, 0, 2, 0. Then this one here, it's 0, 0, 0,5. Yeah, 0,5. Then from there, you have to find the gradient. We say gradient is equals to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So what is, okay, let me do this one be my 1s and this will be my 2s there. So what is my y2? My y2 is 5 minus 0 over 0 minus 2. So our final answer is going to be what? So 5 over -2, of which I can say m is equal to -5 over 2. So then from there, I have to rewrite this formula here. So where there's m, I'm going to replace it with -5 over 2. So I'm going to write something like y is equal to -5 over 2x, then plus c. Now, for c, of course, there are methods of finding c, but for this line here, there's no need. We want to save time, right? So for c, just look at that line, trace that line, and check where that line is crossing the y-axis. Now, if you look at this line here, it is going all the way up to where it crosses the y-axis, which is 5. So, meaning c, which is the y-intercept, is 5. So here you just write +5 here. Now again, this is the equation of this line here, but we want the equation, the inequality that defines all the coordinates that are this side. What could that be? We have our TP there. Where there is y, we're going to put 0. Where there is x, we're going to put 0. And then we see what comes up there. So now we're going to have 0 here. We'll have 0 here. Sorry. Okay, then we have -5 over 2. Where there is x, we put 0 plus 5 here. So of course this one's going to be what? It's going to be 0. Okay, let me just put equals for the sake of following here. Then here I'm going to have 0. Then is equal to, this one is also 0 plus 5. So which side is greater than the other here? If you check on this one, here it's 0, here is 0 plus 5. And the 0 is less than all positive numbers. Yeah, 0 is less than all positive numbers. So it is going to face this side where there is 0 plus 5. Not because here there are two numbers, no, but because if we say 0 plus 5, 0 plus 5 is 5, and 5 is greater than 0. So it will face where these are a greater number there. So now, meaning that it will be like this, isn't it? Yeah. Then from there, if you check again the line, how the graph is, of course it's a solid line, so we're going to have something like this. But again, you cannot leave it like this. You say finally your answer is y is less or equal to -5 over 2x plus 5. So this is our inequality number 2. We remain with number 3. The third one, which is this line here. Again, for this line again, you have to pick 2 points which are passing through this line, where this line is passing. So I have this one, which is -1, 0, this one -1, 0, and this one is 0, 2. Okay, so I'm saying I have -1, 0, and then what else? This one is 0, 2. Yeah, 0, 2. Then let's go ahead and find the gradient of this. So we say m is equals to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So what is my y2? Okay, again, this is my 1s, my 2s here. So what is y2? y2 is 2 minus 0 over, what is my y1? My x2, my x2 is 0 minus -1, which is just +1, right? Yeah. Then finally, I'm going to have 2 over 1. So, okay, something like that. Yeah. So if I say 1 into 2, is it 1 into 2 or 2 into 1? No, 1 into 2, yeah. So it will be m is equal to b 1. So I have my what's this? My gradient. Then I'm going to rewrite this formula where there's m, I'm going to put 1. But remember, 1 times x just remains like as x. So it will be y is equal to where there's m, we'll put 1 times x plus c. C again, I don't have to calculate it because this line is passing through the y-axis at y is equal to 2. So my c is going to be 2, like this. Like this, yeah. Then what next? I don't know. Okay, this is just the equation of this line, but we're looking for the solution that are this side, isn't it? So again, we have our TP there where there's y, we're going to put 0, where this x, we're going to put 0. Then we'll see which one is big. So here it's going to be 0 is equal to 0 plus 2, 0 is equal to 2. Is it possible? Nah. So it has to face the other side, isn't it? Yeah. How? Is it going to be less or equal to or just less? Check on how it is drawn. This is a broken line. Remember what I said at the beginning of this video? I said when it is broken line, it means you have to use these inequality signs. So for this one, it will face like this without an equal sign down there. Without an equal sign down there. So now again, you're going to come back and say y is less than x plus 2. This becomes the inequality number 3, and there you have your 4 marks. Very simple, right? So just slow down. Is it slow down or rewind or replay the video so that you can get this out of it? Okay, tell me what you think about this video, and also don't forget to share. And if it's your first time to check on one of my videos, you can please subscribe so that you can get to be notified whenever I drop a new video like this one. Okay, for the last time, I promise this time I'm going to be consistent. All right, you tune in again. Bye bye.